a very big sapphire, faceted cut with seed pearls. These are, of course, cultured pearls. How did we acquire the lamp? It's in beautiful shape. The thrift store. There's nothing good in the thrift stores. You can't find anything. Come on. I'm Dr. Lori. I'm at the Montgomery County Home and Outdoor Living Show in Conroe, Texas, north of Houston. My thrifters are here. I'm going to praise what they brought. How about some jewelry? They look like a very big sapphire, faceted cut with seed pearls on this nice bar pin. And I am wearing blue, and this is really nice. I don't really care because I'm taking it. Doesn't matter to me where you purchased it. Oh, I can't get the pin open. It's so pretty. And it's perfect for me. It matches my big blue skirt and my white sweater. Don't you think? I appraised one of my events like this. And a lot of you are like, oh, it's the events videos. You got to watch the events videos. There's a load of information in my event videos. So I'm at one of my events. A woman comes up, little tiny box. Open it up. It says, commissioned for Her Majesty the Queen. So I'm thinking, oh, it's Queen Elizabeth. How cool. This is going to be cool. Little tiny velvet box, right? Okay. So I said, ma'am, how'd you acquire it? She said, I acquired it. I said, it's not Queen Elizabeth II, though. She said, no, it's not. I said, this is from Queen Victoria. All right? Little tiny heart-shaped seed pearls this big. My great-grandmother was a lady in waiting, and Queen Victoria gave her the pin. I wore that sucker the whole show. The whole show. Oh, my God, I couldn't believe it. Beautiful, fantastic. Imagine the number. It was a big number. How'd you acquire it? Where'd you buy it? Coin and jewelry resale, okay. $195. 18-karat gold. This is a faceted cut sapphire, probably about maybe just under a carat. Total weight. It's got seed pearls and other sapphires. These are not blue topaz. You got to look for the color. The color has to be that beautiful, nice blue color for sapphires. Blue topaz look a little different. This particular piece, what did you pay? 175? 195. Did you get a bargain? Is your husband with you? What did he think? You don't care? What have you bought that you shouldn't have lately? Golf clubs, memorabilia for the Astros, what? A new boat? No, we did the boat. We're sick of the boat, too much work, right? The boats are work. Sold the boat. Sold the boat. We're not into the boat. What do you think it's worth? What do you think it's worth? $1,200, $800. Mona's a little high because she's excited because I'm here. $850. Beautiful. Better than the boat, baby. Wow. How about the triple strand pearls? Are they cultured? I thought these were your husband's. This is a thrift store find. $3.99. Are they cultured pearls? Are you sure? Are you sure?
I think so.
You're real. I see what happened. You see that? Did you see that? What happened there? Are you sure? Are you sure? You're really sure?
I'm sure.
You're sure?
Yeah.
Why did they put these lousy little bars in between them? And how come you got a cheapo clasp? It's marked, still cheapo. You sure that mark is real, or is it a pseudo hallmark? Oh gosh, I'm all confused now. I'm not sure. Dr. Lori is really making me work for it. For $3.99 for a 14-karat white gold clasp, right? Even though these bars look cheapo, the bars are not 14-karat gold, but the clasp is, in fact. And these are, of course, cultured pearls, just like she thought. Value on this bracelet, $750 for $3.99. And they're saying to me, oh, you can't get that. I can't find that. Whiners, Whiners, Whiners. It's right here. I showed you how to tell.
Because I watch your show.
It's because you watch my show. You're binge watching me all the time. And then that guy is kind of looking over the girlfriend's shoulder going, I'm watching too. I'm just not telling her I'm watching. Watch. Be freaking proud. I worked hard. Lucky to watch. Noritake with an M. Everyone gets confused. Why is it an M if it's called Noritake? Because Noritake is actually made by the Morimura brothers. Has a little wreath inside. The M, of course, is for Morimura brothers, made in Japan. And this particular piece is a shallow bowl, and it's hand-painted. It's in beautiful shape. Where's it been? Like in my mother's house, she'd say, if it's in good shape, it's been up the attic. And that's not true because the attic's the worst place to store stuff, but she meant nobody touched it. China cabinet. How often do you open the china cabinet? Never. Once a month for about 8 hours. You want to open that china cabinet, right? In between watching videos of Dr. Lori. Open it up, let the heat escape. You're worried about the dust. The dust will not do as much damage as the heat will do. How much do you think it's worth? Muramura Brothers, early 20th century, hand-painted, shallow bowl, properly marked, made in Japan, $95. Nice. How did we acquire the lamp? Hi, honey. Do you have a pair? Was that my question? My question was, how'd you acquire it? I know, you're like, she's snippy too. Not really. Not really snippy. You got two at the store. Do they both have the same finial? Wow. Matching finial. Makes value go up about 20%. Matching finial. My whole closet came down, the whole thing. One of the closets in my house, the whole thing. Obviously, I had too much stuff up there. So you got two of them, and they're porcelain, and they're made in China, and they date to the 1980s. Do they work? Yes. How do you know they're from the 1980s? The plug is one of the tips, right? And also another tip is the type of cap that you have here. The cap, which basically this is just a vase, and they put it on a base, they put the vase on the base, and they added a cap. Very typical of the 1980s. So you paid 16 bucks. Did they charge you tax and then a credit card processing fee? Isn't this fun? Why do you think we're all in an economic decline? Credit card processing fees now. Okay. Relatively small, the shade, actually. This will come off. Well, it can't be too big because the body's thin. The top has to be just a little bit wider than the body. So everybody goes, oh, I don't know the thing. Oh, if it looks good, I get it. No, there's a reason. If it were bulbous, the shade has to be bulbous. If it's nice and sleek like this, the shade should be a little bit, but not too bulbous, not too much bigger. So think about 20% bigger in the diameter measurement than the actual body. Does that make sense? All right. You paid $16 for the two of them? Yeah. They're worth about $90 for two of them, like $45 each. The thrift store, there's nothing good in the thrift stores. You can't find anything. Come on. I've got some little tiny itsy bitsy demitasse spoons. What am I looking for? I'm looking for the word sterling. I'm taking out the loop and I'm looking for sterling. And you have a set of 6, and you have a very typical late 19th, early 20th century design here on the handle. The bowl of the spoon is actually open, right? Relatively slim. This way, relatively slim and streamlined, indicates for demitasse. Espresso, one of those types of drinks. So you inherited them. Did you inherit them from mother or grandmother? Should be grandmother. Can you speak into the top of the mic like you're Beyonce? There you go. You figure it out with your family. Late 19th century, early 20th century. Value on these, they're about 20 bucks a spoon. 20, 40, 60, 80. So I'd say 125 for the group. Oh my gosh. We had the airplane experience from you-know-where. It was like, very, very nice steward, wonderful guy. All he kept saying was, I'm very sorry, the internet isn't working. Shush, just stop it. We're all happy. We don't really want to be connected. What the heck happened to this poor Thonet chair that has tape on one side and it's broken over here? Ay, ay, ay. What did you do? You let your fat Italian favorite appraiser sit in it. Is that what happened? What's your name, Beb?
Manny.
How are you, Manny? What's happening? Came from a disheveled warehouse. Big mess. And you picked this. Why? Because it was a pair is why you picked it? It wasn't the Thonet mark? And that. Did you see that when you bought it? Okay. And you said, but there's 2 of them. Are they both in this condition? The other one's worse? Worse. How do I know? 150 shows a year for the last 25 years. That's how I know. I could tell him what his whole house looks like. That's how I know. The caning. What happened here? That's a dog, honey. D-O-G, dog. That's what that is. That's not one of those little chee-chee-chee-chee on Paris Hilton dogs. That's not that dog. Or Kim Kardashian dogs are carrying around. That's not that dog. That's a dog, you know? Great Dane, German Shepherd, one of those I'm a dog kind of breed. All right, so we got that problem. That has to be recaned. The seat should probably match, so you're going to have to recane the seat too. What do you like about it? I like the shape. I like the curve. I like the mark. I don't particularly like the yellow spray paint, but you know, the DIYers will do anything. Let's just make sure you don't have a $10,000 Chippendale chair first, okay? This chair is $400 in good shape. This is not in good shape. It's going to take $150 to get this to good shape. So you still did well at 50 for 2. The other one's worse. Make sure the people who restore it do both of them. Don't bring one to one guy and one to another guy. You want the same hand on the caning, because the way they pull it taut when they're recaning it, you want the same pressure. That only happens if the same person does it. Around your house all these years, the lovely polo player, he's got his little polo crop, a little emaciated in the horse, right? He's doing keto. Did you do keto? I did keto. Useless, right? I've done the drinks. You know, the drinks, you don't eat anything, you just drink. The minute you look at a candy bar, it's all back. 35 pounds with the drinks. Intermittent fasting. Did that. That didn't work. What's his name? Fung, Dr. Fung. You're reading the book, you're cooking all the things, intermittent fasting. You're looking at the clock, you only eat between these hours and these hours. If you're having lasagna between those 8 hours, it's not working, right? Then I went straight vegetables. I'm going to be like my mother. My mother was Miss Green Vegetable. I kid you not. Spinach and beans, cabbage and beans, anything in beans. Make sure you have fans in the house. There are a lot of beans. Anyway, why did I get on that? Oh yeah, the emaciated horse was why I was talking about this. I know you can't believe it. I know, you can't believe it. I can't even believe it. They put me at the front of a classroom with 300 football players at Penn State, world-class university. I was at the front. And people are going, she is a professor? Really? Yeah! For a long time. Anyway, so you bought this 40 years ago. How much did you pay? It's Spelter. Do you know what Spelter is? It's a base metal, inexpensive metal, and then they patented it to make it look like bronze. A nice marble base. Remember the song, It's All About the Base? Well, it is. Not that base, this base. When it comes to sculptures, bases are very important. This particular piece is Spelter, low-quality base metal. You can tell by how heavy it is and how it takes in musculature. The fact that we've got this part looking almost emaciated or very, very lean wouldn't happen if you had a cast piece of bronze. You wouldn't see as much detail. Retail value, I'd put it probably at $450. Anytime you see a shadow box frame like this, I want you to think 1880s. Okay? Anytime you see it, 1880s. It could have a mirror in it, it could have a print in it, it could have all kinds of linen tape on the back holding in a piece of cardboard. This is a professional frame job, let me tell you. Not terrible. This particular piece is, of course, an engraving. An engraving, late 19th century, all the values in the frame. How'd you acquire it? It was in an old home that you bought. Okay. The piece here, all this cardboard, has seeped through onto the print, so the print is not worth very much at all, probably in the $5 to $10 range. The frame, however, is a very good example of what's called ebonized, that's the black portion, gilded on either side, and then, of course, carved, beveled edge wooden frame. Looks like cherry to me. Retail value on the frame alone, $175. So that's nice. If it were me, I'd take out the print, I'd put in a mirror and try to resell it that way. How did we acquire the Thorens Movement made in Switzerland music box in the shape of a piano with some green stone trying to look like jade on the top? Does it work? Anytime you have anything with a thing that's going to wind up, thank you, you only want to go 3 times and then let it, especially for antique and vintage pieces, let it play out. And then 3 times to start it again. Don't overwind. Once you overwind, you're in trouble. This particular piece dates to about the 1920s. We see them as late as the 1940s. How much do you think it's worth? No idea, couldn't even take a guess. Is it 500? Is it 5,000? Maybe 50? 50. Big Texas show, big values. There's more to come.